This will happen in your house tonight. Archangel Michael is trying to alert you for it. Heaven has been preparing this night for longer than you can imagine. There are movements in the unseen realm aligning perfectly with your current breath, and the air in your room carries more than oxygen, it carries intention. The walls have been listening to your prayers, the floor has absorbed your tears. And now the answer is walking toward you, not from the horizon, but from within your very atmosphere. Listen, Michael stands at the edge of your night with a light that trembles not with fear, but with power restrained by love. His arrival is not for display, it is for delivery. He comes not to bring fear, but confirmation. He is whispering to your spirit, not to your ears, something holy is entering your space. And though you may not see wings or lightning, you will feel the current of heaven rearranging the stillness. You wondered why the silence around you has felt heavier lately. It wasn't absence, it was approach. The silence was heaven clearing space for a visitation that does not fit inside noise. And tonight, that silence breaks not with chaos, but with clarity. You will notice it first in the air, then in the light, and then in the way your own heart starts to steady as if a hand invisible yet familiar just touched it. Michael has been assigned to stand between you and the unfinished storms that have followed your name. His sword is drawn, but not for battle as you know it. It is drawn for division, to separate what belongs to your future from what has been clinging from your past. You will sense the cut, but not as pain, rather as relief, like untangling a knot that has been choking your hope for too long. This night is not random. It is numbered. Heaven has written it as a hinge between what was and what will be. And the command has already gone forth: seal the past, release the present. You thought you were waiting on God, but God was arranging the ground beneath you so the weight of blessing would not collapse it. What is arriving tonight requires reinforced foundations, and He Himself has been laying them in secret. You may feel a stirring lights flicker for a second, the wind moves though no window is open, or a sound as soft as breath travels through the room. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Michael's arrival always carries a shift in atmosphere, because heaven's weight cannot enter unnoticed. But do not fear. The shaking is not destruction, it is alignment. Heaven is adjusting the angles of your life to match the pattern of divine promise. There is a message embedded in this hour, written between the seconds. It says, your delay is over. Heaven has not been ignoring you, heaven has been preparing you. Every unanswered prayer was an echo building strength for a louder return. And tonight, that return begins not as thunder from afar, but as peace from within. The same peace that calmed storms over ancient seas is now walking through your home. Listen again. Michael is not only standing guard, he is delivering instruction. His presence is not ceremony, it is assignment. He has been sent to awaken your awareness, to open the eyes of your spirit so that you can recognize divine timing when it brushes against your ordinary routines. He is whispering, pay attention to what feels small, for it is carrying something large. Something will happen in your house tonight that seems natural but carries supernatural weight. A word spoken aloud, a sudden memory resurfacing, a stillness unlike others, these are the doors heaven will use. When you sense it, do not rush. Do not analyze. Just acknowledge. For acknowledgement is the key that unlocks encounter. And when that moment comes, and it will, you will know it not by fear but by familiarity. You will recognize the presence that has followed you through years of searching. You will feel Him, not as a guest, but as the rightful owner of the house that is your soul. And you will understand that He never truly left, He only waited for the atmosphere to be ready for His fullness. Do not question the small signs. The flicker, the whisper, the gentle pull in your spirit, they are rehearsals of revelation. Michael uses simplicity to disarm your logic, because your heart understands what your mind doubts. This night is not about reasoning, it is about recognition. You are not being asked to perform, only to perceive. Heaven's message for you tonight is not complicated. It is clear, deliberate, and direct. I am still with you, and I am not finished. The very air around you is testifying that something is changing shape. The spiritual architecture of your home is being rewritten. What was once a shelter of endurance will become a sanctuary of overflow. The same rooms that witnessed your breaking will now witness your becoming. You will begin to notice warmth around you, though the temperature does not change. That is the sign of alignment, the meeting of divine intention and human readiness. Heaven's energy moves differently than the earth's heat. It does not burn, it builds. And as it builds, the weight of weariness begins to dissolve. Old heaviness that lived in the corners of your thoughts will start to crumble quietly. You may feel like crying, but the tears tonight will be liquid release, not sorrow. The God who sent Michael to your door is not coming to observe you, he is coming to transform you. His voice is layered inside Michael's message. It says, "You have survived enough lessons. Now you will live their meaning." This night is not about learning again, it is about becoming what you've already been shaped for. The hammering season ends, and the unveiling begins. Michael will not linger in one spot. He will move. Through rooms, through memories, through the thresholds of your fears. He will not break anything that should remain, he will only remove what never belonged. And as he does, you may feel pressure in your spirit, as if air is shifting from stale to clean. That is deliverance disguised as renewal. And there is something else, listen closely. Michael carries a seal, not of wax, but of light. It is meant for the doorway of your home, the symbolic place of entry. He will mark it tonight. This seal declares ownership not of bricks or walls, but of atmosphere. Once marked, no whisper of darkness will cross without permission. This is divine jurisdiction. This is heaven reclaiming its territory. So do not be surprised if you feel safer than usual tonight, or if sleep comes easily after weeks of unrest. That is no coincidence, it is confirmation. The Prince of Peace himself walks behind Michael, entering where chaos once camped. Angels are not visitors tonight, they are architects. They are reconstructing the unseen scaffolding of your environment so that it can hold the weight of what God intends to pour. And when morning comes, you will not wake as before. You will feel lighter, but not because life changed overnight, because you did. Something eternal will have shifted quietly in the background of your being. A new order will begin to operate within you, subtle yet sure, like a melody too perfect to forget. For now, be still. The preparation is over. The visitation has begun. This is what will happen in your house tonight. The visitation has begun. Do not rush to interpret what you feel. Let the stillness stretch itself across your thoughts until even your questions bow in reverence. For heaven does not speak in hurry, it speaks in harmony. The presence that entered your home tonight carries both fire and gentleness, and Michael moves like the sound of that balance, strong enough to scatter darkness, tender enough to calm trembling hearts. He is walking the unseen corridors now, tracing every wall with a light that remembers who you are. There are places where pain tried to carve its name, but his light is rewriting those carvings. You might sense a hush moving across your chest, as if the air is leaning close to listen. That is heaven acknowledging your endurance. For every night you thought went unnoticed, every tear that never found a witness, heaven noticed, heaven recorded, heaven remembered. This is the hour when remembering becomes redeeming. There are sounds tonight that only your spirit will recognize. The faint hum that feels like vibration beneath your skin, the brief flicker of scent that reminds you of something pure, something safe. These are not tricks of emotion, they are echoes of eternity entering time. Every manifestation of light is a message that says, "You are seen." Michael does not speak often, but when he does, his words do not leave the room, they build it. And he speaks now, the threshold has been sealed. The order of sorrow is finished, the reign of unrest has been revoked. As those words pass through the air, the unseen aligns itself. Confusion loses its authority. Fear loses its disguise. Even memories that once haunted you begin to lose color, fading into peace. And yet, the greater visitation has not fully unfolded. This moment is the preparation for revelation. Heaven never enters to entertain, it enters to establish. And what is being established in your house tonight is not temporary relief, it is an eternal rearrangement of ownership. God is claiming every space that pain once occupied. He is not asking permission, he is fulfilling promise. You will feel a stirring in your spirit before you understand it in your mind. Do not resist it. It is not anxiety, it is awakening. The old patterns that kept replaying in your thoughts are dissolving because their roots are being pulled out. Michael's presence is not symbolic, it is surgical. He is cutting cords you could not see but always felt, cords that tied you to guilt, to fear, to people who walked away but left their shadows behind. This is not punishment, it is purification. The air thickens because glory is weighty. The weight is not oppression, it is evidence of reality greater than your senses can measure. And in this heaviness, you are not being crushed, you are being constructed. Heaven is laying beams of purpose inside the framework of your soul. You will never be as fragile as you once believed. A quiet voice now arises beneath the hum. It is not Michael, it is the Lord himself speaking through the veil between realms. Listen with your inner hearing, I have come into your house not to visit and leave, but to dwell and remain. I have come to make what you call ordinary, holy. I have come to touch what you call broken, whole. And I have come to take what you thought was final and turn it into first. You may tremble, but that is worship awakening from the inside out. Do not try to steady yourself, allow heaven to steady you. Your spirit has longed for this contact, and now it recognizes home. The same presence that hovered over waters in the beginning now hovers over your room. Creation is not repeating, it is renewing. Michael kneels now. Even the mightiest bow when the presence fills the space. His sword, gleaming with light unseen by natural eyes, rests on the floor like a declaration, it is finished. You will feel this completion inside of you not as conclusion, but as cleansing. The part of your heart that was always tired will find rest not through sleep, but through surrender. And while the night deepens, the light increases. Shadows stretch and dissolve as if bowing out of respect. Every corner where fear hid begins to glisten with recognition. Heaven is marking territory, your home, your thoughts, your dreams. You will notice it tomorrow, the air will feel clearer, conversations lighter, even the silence softer. But there is more. The visitation tonight carries instruction as well as comfort. When the Lord visits, He also commissions. This is not just about what happens to you, it is about what will happen through you. Michael now turns toward you. His gaze is not of fire, but of focus. Through him, the Lord speaks again, from this night forward, your words will carry weight. Speak not from reaction, but from revelation. For I will place answers on your tongue before you are even aware you need them. What you say in peace will echo louder than what others shout in anger. Guard your words, they are tools of creation. He pauses. The silence that follows is not empty, it is charged. You can feel your heartbeat syncing with something larger, older, and wiser than your understanding. Heaven is entraining your rhythm to match its own. From this alignment, authority is born. There will be a sign tonight, subtle but unmistakable. Perhaps a single candle burns brighter than before, or an object falls without reason, or a breeze moves though every window is shut. Do not fear the sign, it is the signature. Heaven always leaves a trace when it writes in human reality. This sign is proof that the visitation was not imagination, but incarnation. And when the moment passes, do not chase it. Reverence it, but do not idolize it. The presence does not live in experiences, it lives in you. The visitation's purpose was not to create spectacle, but to establish connection. You are now a sanctuary, and sanctuaries do not depend on the light, they become it. Michael now arises, but he does not depart. Angels do not leave when assignments continue, they simply shift position. You may feel him now at your back, as protection, as guidance, as strength unseen yet near. His hand rests on the doorpost of your spirit, sealing what has been imparted. And he speaks one more word before the next phase begins: stay open. That phrase will echo in your thoughts long after the night ends. Stay open not to fear, but to faith. Stay open not to the past, but to promise. Stay open not to noise, but to the subtle whisper that follows peace. For openness is heaven's favorite doorway. Now breathe. Feel the weight of divine reality pressing gently but firmly upon your existence. You are being imprinted with heaven's fingerprints. The same God who stretched the skies has now touched your soul, and you will never fit back into the smallness that once defined you. There will be resistance in the days ahead, for every new dimension invites testing. But remember this: what happened in your house tonight is irreversible. The mark of mercy is permanent. The seal of divine ownership cannot be erased by circumstance, doubt, or time. Even as you close your eyes to rest, know this: your spirit remains awake. The visitation does not end when the body sleeps, it continues in the realm where dreams are shaped. Tonight, heaven is planting instruction inside your subconscious, weaving truth into symbols, teaching you in language only the heart understands. When you wake, some thoughts will feel lighter because they have been rewritten while you rested. This night will not fade like others. Its memory will not dull. The peace that has entered your home will grow like light through open curtains. Every day forward will carry the scent of this visitation. And as you step into the next dawn, remember this truth whispered by Michael before the stars fold into sunrise.